Did you know K-Flock's trial began on March 10th for the passing of Oscar Hernandez and his RICO charges? The case appears serious, with significant evidence against him. Despite this, Flock recently called rapper Top 5, assuring him that he'll be home sooner than expected.
Block it on my guy. Soon come home, man. You got these little boys walking around with no tools, Flock. They need you. They need you, Flock.
K-Flock's trial was pushed to March 10th, following news that the New York rapper had submitted a bond request earlier in court. He has been incarcerated since 2021, and reports suggest his legal team raised concerns about his jail conditions, including claims that inmates have been targeting him for money, snacks, and commissary, leading to multiple physical altercations. While K-Flock's incarceration stems from his alleged crimes, his lawyers remain confident, stating that they expect a strong defense and a likely victory in court. According to the trial description, on December 23, 2021, Kevin Perez, known as K-Flock, was involved in an incident that resulted in the passing of Oscar Hernandez. Surveillance footage from that day shows K-Flock walking down a city street with two others, wearing a blue coat and a shy-eye mask. As he passed a barbershop, Oscar Hernandez stepped outside, recognized him and yelled, "What are you looking at?" A brief argument ensued between the two, before Hernandez turned his back and began walking away. At that moment, K-Flock allegedly pulled a firearm from his waistband and fired at Hernandez multiple times as he attempted to retreat into the barbershop. Hernandez collapsed on the sidewalk, and K-Flock fled the scene. Police and medical personnel responded, but Hernandez later succumbed to his injuries at the hospital. Investigators recovered shell casings and Hernandez's slides at the scene. For the first 24 hours, the NYPD had no clear suspect. However, surveillance footage soon surfaced, and law enforcement turned to the public for information. Due to K-Flock's rising fame, social media users quickly identified him, pointing out that he had posted a picture of himself wearing the same designer jacket on Instagram that same day. This led authorities to issue a warrant for his arrest. Knowing he was wanted, K-Flock hired a high-profile lawyer before surrendering himself to the NYPD's 30th precinct. His lawyer later released a statement confirming that arrangements had been made with the NYPD and that they had begun investigating the case. He also stated that they would address bail after reviewing the evidence. Once K-Flock's legal team received the prosecution's case file, they firmly maintained that he acted in self-defense, setting the stage for what they believe will be a strong defense at trial.
And is found, he's got a loaded that was in his pocket that his hand was on at the time. So we consider that to be self-defense.
So he did take even in self-defense.
That's what the allegation is. You know, I don't want to talk too much about the details of the case.
Okay.
The government claims that he pulled it. But at the same time, the person that was drowned had his hand on a illegal loaded, apparently. Yeah.
Okay. So without saying too much, you're arguing obviously self-defense.
You know, that could be one of the arguments, self-defense, and I would say to the public, somebody's walking up to you with a loaded, pretty clear is going to use it, with a criminal record a mile long. Do you want to get or do you not want?
Oh, absolutely. I wouldn't hesitate to hold.
After K-Flock's lawyer released a statement, the NYPD responded with their own, asserting that the incident was gang-related due to his alleged affiliation with a Bronx-based street crew. According to records, K-Flock was heavily involved in street activity and held significant influence, making him a prime target for retaliation from rivals. As his street ties became more evident, his reputation in the rap industry quickly took a hit. This downfall was further emphasized when his best friend spoke out, saying,
Some fans who are at both me and academics after K Flock got locked up. Because, well, just because I guess, like, you know, in our tone when we talked about it, you know, it might have seemed like we were being a little too presumptuous. But is that weird for you? Because I'm sure you see people all the way from rappers to whoever acting like, you know, your boy is just done and that he's cooked in the situation.
I ain't gonna lie, people, especially people that don't even be knowing, like, y'all don't even know what's going on.
Yeah.
K-Flock and his legal team remain adamant that the incident was an act of self-defense, confident that the verdict would be in his favor and that he would have been released by now. However, he remains behind bars, leading to reactions from fellow rappers who have spoken out about his case, saying,
Like for you watching the K Flock thing happen. That's crazy. Next big artist come out of New York.
I love Flock, so I let that's why I get.
Okay.
But you know, I'm wishing him the best right now. You know what I'm saying? And you know, for the alleged charges they pushing on him, you know what I'm saying? I'm wishing his family the best. I'm wishing the whole team the best and everything. You know what I'm saying? And I hope he beat them alleged charges. You know what I'm saying? Because he got a lot of future brightness. He got. I hope, you know what I'm saying? Everything just wake all the young kids up. Like how fast it just.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That would be a sad story if that's the end.
We ain't gonna think like that. You know what I'm saying?
as K-Flock's lawyers built a self-defense argument for his case, things took a drastic turn for the worse. A federal grand jury indicted the rapper on multiple racketeering conspiracy charges, also known as RICO charges. The news sent shockwaves through the hip-hop community, with many expressing concern for his fate. K-Flock just caught a RICO. It's really over, one creator reacted. DJ Academics also weighed in, stating, "The feds just unsealed an indictment on K-Flock for a RICO charge, the mandatory minimum. If he doesn't beat those charges or cooperate, is life in prison." Despite the federal indictment, K-Flock is still facing separate state charges that have kept him behind bars. Many have drawn comparisons to YNW Melly's case, echoing Boosie's sentiment. When the feds want you, they'll do anything to get you.
They won. I knew they wanted him bad when they waited for that law to get passed. So it'd be 8-4.
Oh, right.
Yeah. They waited all the way till that law got passed to take him to trial.
Yeah, he was in jail for 2 years, 3 years?
Yeah. They could have been took you to trial.
You're right.
They waited till that law got passed and took him to trial a couple months later. When they want you, man. They're gonna see how he didn't get a bond after.
By now, K-Flock should have been released from jail. Even his lawyers agree. In response to the new RICO charges, his legal team stated, "We're not surprised by the federal charges, as we've been fighting Kevin's state case for over a year. The incident was a clear act of self-defense, making the original charge weak. The fact that it's now being used as a basis for a possible penalty charge is extraordinary. The video evidence clearly shows Kevin attempting to walk away before being confronted. Only then did he use an item to defend himself and another individual from an armed team member who was reaching for something in his pocket. Despite this, the feds are ramping up their efforts against K-Flock, even targeting his co-defendant. DJ Academics tweeted, "K-Flock's co-defendant." Sticky says the feds approached him to snitch, and he told them, "No, I'll see you in 30 years. Sticky later reinforced his stance by sharing an Instagram photo of himself and K-Flock in New York, captioned, "Did stuff IRL together? Guess we gotta defend our freedom against these people together. It's all fun and games till they come." They said, "Tell us about Kevin. Help yourself. 30 years is a long time. Well, guess I'll see you in 30 years. This development is both good and bad for K-Flock. On one hand, his co-defendant remains loyal, refusing to cooperate with authorities. On the other hand, in high-stakes RICO cases like this one, where at least 15 individuals are being targeted, the feds will likely find someone willing to testify against him. The situation draws comparisons to Lil Durk's case, where initial reports of snitching turned out to be false. A prime example was Durk's co-defendant, OTF Vonnie, who was accused of filing for protective custody. When Durk and Vonnie appeared, In court together, it sparked a reaction from Dirk's close friend Bezu, who addressed the situation on IG Live.
Know what's going on, but them people that's in the courtrooms, man, for real. There'll be false accusations. Y'all don't even know what's going on for real. Y'all really be trying to play Inspector Gadget and all this. Y'all just be weird. That's what I be talking about, man. Like, first y'all into the jail, rollers out there. Now y'all come on money up there, man. Snitch on what? Y'all don't even really know what's going on for real. Some of my kids, y'all really just be running. And that's why I don't participate in nothing that got to do with nothing illegal. Because you motherfuckers, y'all be trying to get them put under the jail.
Amid all the ongoing developments, we finally heard from K Flock himself. The rapper was seen on FaceTime with friends from the outside, though it's unclear how he accessed the call from jail. Sources suggest that his commissary funds allow him to get whatever he needs. However, fans quickly noticed a change in his demeanor. In the leaked photos from the call, K Flock appeared worried, and some even speculated that he had been crying. He didn't carry the same confidence that fans were used to seeing. The call lasted only about 20 seconds. And while we can't share the footage due to copyright, the images paint a clear picture of his current state, showing a more vulnerable side of K Flock as he faces the weight of his legal battle.